This video is to talk about how the enquiryMAX Fleet and Business admin area works, what functionality you have and what amendments can be made to bespoke your system a little bit more. The admin area will be available to the highest level of user in enquiryMAX Fleet and Business system. So if you are logged as a business development executive, it's unlikely you're going to be able to access this information. So first of all, manage users. So we can see what's active, edit and delete. So if we just click on edit for this top one, we can actually change the username, etc. The user, the actual login name. We can change a password. You can change their level of access to a very basic level as a receptionist. And we have central lead recipient, which means that when the manufacturer sends a lead into enquiryMAX, it will send an email notification to say that you've had a lead, and it obviously needs to be contacted, not necessarily actioned or created, sorry, but it always needs to be contacted. And then disable is if this user leaves and you don't want them to access their database, then we recommend you disable them immediately. And then obviously you would need to go on and do a transfer of their accounts that they are owners of into either the new user or another business development executive, so that they can continue to contact the customers. So if we just come away from that, if I try to edit this, delete this customer, sorry, wrong one, delete. You cannot delete this user as they are currently an owner of an account, contact, open opportunity or open event. So there's where we can. It says please reassign the ownership to a different user. So this is where you, like I said, you must do your transfer of customers or accounts before you can actually before you can do anything else with them, before you can delete that user off. So to create a user, very simple. Click create, fill out all the details in here, and then click save, and then give the new user their username and password for them to log into. Dealership settings is where you can amend the VAT rates. So you've got the value-added tax there, insurance premium tax, and then higher rate insurance premium tax. So I believe that is 12%. And then here is the default min days overdue. So when you go into your opportunities page, there is a section that says inactive opportunities. So any customer or any account or anything that goes overdue by more than 90 days will go into inactive opportunities, which is really a highlight for a manager to say, why are you not following up these customers? Why are you not calling these contacts? Why are you leaving your diary to go into an overdue state? So you can set this to whatever you wish. So it's set to 90 days at the moment. Personally, I would say, to be honest, probably 1 or 2 days is probably enough to not to phone a customer, especially if it's an agenda that you've agreed and you're working to a timeline where they're going to change that car. But you can set it to whatever you wish. Retailer options. So you can see that I've got in here things like a fleet pack, which includes Matt's keyring, and a welcome pack, which is £50. Okay, so if I click edit there, that is a default option which automatically gets loaded onto every offer that I do. So when you've gone into your opportunity and you're in your inquiry and you're starting to build the details on the car, these can be set to a default option, so no, yes or supplementary. If you set them to no, then it's very easy to just tick the box to add them into the quotation. You can set your tax rates, etc. So it's really easy to set up and then just set them as active. So just save that. Add a new option, obviously looks exactly the same. So if I just wanted to add in a, let's say a service plan that was available for Jaguar 50k 5-year service plan, and that, I think most service plans are exempt, so price including tax on that is £650, and I'll just save that in there. Okay, so that's now available for me to tick as I start to build future quotations and orders, etc. Discounts is where you can set out the titles of the discount you'd like to use. So I would say probably fleet terms, or you might want to call it manufacturer fleet terms. There might be a goodwill gesture that you put in, maybe using a small part of your margin just to make sure you get the business. But you can set it up to whatever you want. Now, the ex-VAT discount. So if there is a discount allowance available to you, like the OLEV grant, where a customer buys an electric car through retail, they get an amount of money from the government, but it sits below the VAT line because it's not a discount in normal terms. It's a grant. So if you have anything like that you want to be able to use on your order form, then when you add a discount, just make sure that you click it as excluding VAT. So if we call it an OLEV grant and save that, then we can add a new one in very easily. So again, when I'm in the deal builder screen, actually starting to build my offer, my proposal for the figures for the customer, these are the different titles that I'll be able to select from. And if I don't want them all, then I can just go, okay, well, I don't want that one anymore. So we can edit that one, untick active. Okay, so we can take out the ones that we don't want to use. So edit that one, untick active, save. Okay, next is the terms and conditions. So your terms and conditions can be fed into here by either copying and pasting text, or you can do it via a source code method if it's a HTML formatted terms and conditions that you have. Very simple to put in. Email templates. Now these can be as basic or as detailed as you want, really. So first of all, let's go into add a template and choose a template title of thanks for the order, something like that. Okay, so just put in the subject line of thank you, and then we can create a template, etc. So we can start to type all our details in. Once you've created a template, it looks very similar to this. Okay, so here's one I made earlier. So there's my template title. Merge fields are here. So if I want it to pull through the dealership name, then what I would do is click on that dealership address. So I might just go, let's just put the dealership name in there. So let's just insert that. So if you can see that, so insert, and it just puts the dealership name. So but basically all it's doing is it's looking at the information held within enquiryMAX and populating the customer's title, the customer's surname, the customer's phone number, the dealership logo. So it would pull through this this Audi logo on this one, actually, the dealership logo. Okay. And then obviously we've already shown you how you can send them to your contacts, your accounts, etc. So they're very easy to set up. Once they're in there, they're even more simple to send. There is a more detailed video on creating email templates on the enquiryMAX YouTube channel, which might give you a greater understanding, or please speak with your account manager. Lastly is data import. So data import is where if you have a list of accounts or a list of contacts that you'd like to feed into enquiryMAX, so you start with a database instead of starting with a blank canvas. If you click on download from here, then we can actually bring up the Excel sheet, which will be a blank template, but gives you all the titles so you know what to fill out. So if we just expand these. So we've got account owner, account name, address, town, city, email, website, account reference, number of employees, fleet size for commercials and cars, opt-outs, renewal frequency and renewal date. So if you can populate all the information into there, so as you go in and start to search for an account or create a new account, then it just means you haven't got so much to type in when you first get your enquiryMAX logins, because we can feed some database information into there for you. Once you've filled that out, obviously save it and then choose the file. So basically connect that file you've just completed into here and then click upload. and it will then give you a notification to tell you that that's been uploaded successfully.